Hello, my name is Mason Homer. For those of you guys who don't know me, I'm a 21-year-old actor who's currently living in San Francisco. And so I just wanted to come on here and just talk a little bit. I really enjoy talking. And so I thought, you know what? We're going to switch things up a little bit. For people that do watch me, I mean, you guys have seen me like make short films and stuff. A lot of spontaneous ideas, a lot of different themes, a lot of drama, a little bit of not really any comedy, a lot some horror too. Got some thriller, so go check those out if you want. If you're interested at all, um, they're very cool to me, and I really enjoy them. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here today and just talk a little bit about what I'm thinking. And I think one thing that I've tried to tell myself for a long time is just really go after the thing you want, and whatever that looks like. And luckily, I started doing theater when I was a kid about 10 years ago, and that really showed me like, man, like I can do this, and I can be an actor. I can really make a living off of this. And so I did that when I was a kid. I did it for about 6 years unpaid, and then I started doing it professionally about 4 years ago. And it's changed my life, and it's just really showed me, and the amount of like the way that I've been able to scale it just in the last year like boggles my mind still. Like I there's been times where I literally just sat in my car like crying tears of joy just because I'm like, man, I did that. I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. And so uh, I went to college for 2 years for it. I did a program, a conservatory program in Livermore, Las Positas, their Actors Conservatory. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here today just to say, like, you know, the thing that you want to do is the thing you're supposed to do, and I think we're just taught by so many people not to do it because it's not safe. The safe thing is to get a college degree, go to a 4 year college, get a degree, get in all this debt, pay off the debt for the rest of your life, and have a wife and kids, or have a husband and kids, or have a partner and maybe no kids or something. And it's just and that is nice. Like, I still want that. So, future wife, you're watching this, we got it good, but it's still, you know, it doesn't mean that it has to be like that. Does that make sense? Like, it doesn't mean you follow that, because so many people tell you that, your professors, your teachers, your family, your friends, your coworkers, because that's what they did. And it's like, okay, well, like, look at your life, and I'm not trying to judge people, but it's like, look at what you've done. Like, have you gone after anything that you really want? And maybe they have, and if they are, great. And a lot of the time too, when you're going after something you want, you need income no matter where you go. So so you're going to see artists, especially actors, be a server. I'm a server right now at a restaurant in South San Francisco, and like, it's cool, it's fun, but like it's not what I want to do for the rest of my life. But it is, I find the moments that I do enjoy, and it's a way to make money, and it's not my life. So don't make your job your life. If you have a dream, do not make your job your life. Make it your income. Take it for what it is. Don't take it too seriously. People take it way too seriously, and it's crazy to me. And because of people taking it seriously, I've worked other jobs. Like, I was in the meat department at Sprouts, and a lot of those people there, if you're watching this, you guys are cool, but like, y'all take your job a little too seriously. So um uh and it would make me kind of miserable, because I'd be so like artistic, and so creative, and just like wanted to have a good time. And people just take it so seriously, and there's the time to take it seriously. You want to do a good job so you can keep making money. But anyways, yeah, you just don't need to, but you don't need to do that forever. If you want something else, go find something else. Like, I've worked jobs for like a month. There was one job I worked where I was there for literally a day, and I left because they said they weren't going to pay me, and I was like, screw that, I'm out of here, I'm done. No, 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 no. I need money. Pay me, or I'm not going to do the work. Because they were like, oh, we're not going to. So I left. But but even in that, if you're questioning like what you want to do, or even if you graduated college and you think you want to do something different, I mean, it's never too late. I mean, it's one thing coming from me. I'm 21, but um, I just listen to a lot of older people say, like, you have so much time even when you're 30, or even when you're 40. And so that like helps me, because I was lucky enough to find the thing I wanted at a very young age. So I was able to, grow in it, learn, get talented at it, and get better. And now it's like, okay, like how can I keep refining it? How can I sharpen myself? How can I become more of like, how can I just keep scaling and getting better so that I can really make my life this? And, it takes a lot. And today even, like, there's so much I could have done and I didn't do it. There's so many, I've realized, like, there's some days that I have that are so, what's the word? There's some days where you have the best circumstances to do the thing, but you don't, because you're lazy, or you're tired, you're procrastinating, or there's the other factors that play into it, or you have some shittier circumstances, and then you still do as much, like, or you do more than those other circumstances, maybe because something motivated you in that day or something. There's a lot of factors that play into it, but it's hard to be consistent, and it's something I've learned, and I've tried to learn how to like treat burnout and how to avoid it and how to like do enough for myself to really, like, I do a lot of weight training too, so that kind of helps me whenever I have stress. Like, I'm able to physically, my body is built now for higher stress levels, because now I was able to build a lot of muscle when I started going to the gym about 2 years ago, and just something as simple as that, like being consistent with that too, and balancing that with all of this, because it's one thing to have a dream, but then when you have that dream, you also have to balance like your social life. You want to have a social life too, because you don't want to be alone. We're not meant to be alone because we're humans. And then you also want to go to the gym or get exercise or get some kind of like, I don't know, some kind of release in some other ways, or you have other hobbies and stuff too you want to practice, and you also, you have your dream and you have your day job, and maybe you have 2 day jobs because things are too expensive or you're not getting enough hours at once. So it's like trying to balance everything. And I think when I first moved out, when I was in like March, I was still 20 years old, and I didn't know if I was going to have enough money to get here, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to do this, and somehow it just worked, and I thank God for that, and I think it's a blessing in itself, and I've really been able to do a lot, and I've been able to, like, the thing that I've learned too is after I did that for myself, I started to get everything I ever wanted, and I was like, wow, like, this is kind of like I had more money than I had in my whole life. I have gotten booked for so many other projects. I moved out here because I'm booked for Hairspray at SF Playhouse. I'm a swing for some of the ensemble, and it's blew my mind that I was able to get that, like, and so I got booked for that in November of last year, so I had already known that I was going to need to move at some point, and then after this I'm going to be going into Hollywood, and it's just like, man, like, this is, whew, like, it's something, it's really something, and so I'm just very thankful for everything that I've been given. I've had so much love. I've had so much support. I'm one of those people that is very, 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 very lucky to have people behind my back and helping me and pushing me. And not that I haven't had my own obstacles, but I've definitely had a very strong support system. And so I thank all the people in my life who've given me that. And yeah, and I guess my point in all of this is just like, take me as an example. Like, if you really want something, even if the circumstances are crazy, like, the thing is with acting, it's like, I think there's a little less than 200,000 people in the SAG-AFTRA union, which is the film union for, professional work for actors in film and TV and commercials. And it was like, I don't know if it was last year or a few years ago, but like over 50% of people couldn't even pay for their health care because it was so expensive. And it's like, whew, that's crazy, but it's because they don't get booked. It's really hard to get booked. And so, and especially when it's all you're doing, it's really hard. But I guess my point in this is just go after what you want. I'm going to get going. And yeah, maybe I'll make some more of these. I don't know. I make a lot of film and stuff, but I really like making videos too. So, we'll see what happens with this, but catch you on the next one.